would act like Tom Hanks. Yeah. I love Tom Hanks, but what a pain in the ass.
President Trump feels that Tom Hanks is woke and destructive.
There we go. I'm going to the moon, Dave. This is what I thought. I thought, at last!
Tom Hanks has been doing impressions for decades, but one impression made such waves that even Donald Trump couldn't stay quiet.
President Trump feels that Tom Hanks is woke and destructive. Tom Hanks was up for this U.S. Military Academy Alumni Association Award, the Sylvanus Thayer Award for Outstanding Citizens, and I guess, Carl, he's not an outstanding citizen, according to Donald Trump.
Yeah, the President of the United States got Tom's military honor revoked over a comedy sketch. But before we get to that story, let's see how Tom Hanks has been impersonating political figures for years. Tom even got invited to dinner at Buckingham Palace with the Queen, where he talked about Shakespeare with her.
Did you meet her?
Queen gets the impression treatment. And then there was the time Newt Gingrich promised a moon colony, and Tom completely lost it.
He was in Florida, right? Running for president of the United States, and Newt Gingrich, who I normally would never pay too much attention to, said this, and it blew my mind. He said, at the end of my second administration, there will be a permanently manned colony on the moon.
And Tom Hanks's response was way too hilarious. You all need to watch this.
I'm going to the moon, Dave. This is what I thought. I thought, at last! Vision, moving forward. Newt Gingrich is going to put people on the moon. I'm going to be one of them. Right. I went Newt Gingrich nuts. I literally sent him telling him, Mr. Former Speaker of the House of Representatives, I, Tom Hanks, choose to go to the moon. Sign me up. This man has got to become president of the United States. Yeah. I made announcements to the kids. Kids, say goodbye to Dad. Papu is going to the moon. I'm gonna ride in rocket ships. I'm gonna wear space helmets.
Right.
I'm gonna talk to computers.
Yes.
I'm gonna live on the moon.
Right.
What I've wanted to do since I was 12 years old, Dave. Get us out of here. Let's go to the moon. I'm gonna be citizen number 6 of moon base Callista. That is where I am going.
He even ordered 120,000 bumper stickers for Newt Gingrich before he dropped out of the race. So Tom's got a history with political impressions. Now let's get back to the one that made Donald Trump take action. In 2016, Tom appeared on Saturday Night Live as a character named Doug, a Trump supporter at a Black Jeopardy game show.
If more folks went to church, we wouldn't be in this mess we're in now.
You know what? I agree with you, Doug. I'd like to shake your hand, sir. Here we go.
No,
oh, no. It's just a handshake. Yeah, it's just a handshake. Yeah, all right. You're welcome at Black Jeopardy anytime.
All right. Well, thank you, my brother. Maybe I'll start a show for you to come on, and we'll call it What Jeopardy?
The sketch went viral, and conservatives were not happy. But it gets better. Later, Donald Trump himself weighed in. He called Tom Hanks woke and destructive, and had Tom's award from the West Point Association pulled.
President Trump feels that Tom Hanks is woke and destructive. And by the way, this is being covered heavily by all the Hollywood publications. Hollywood Reporter, Variety, Rolling Stone, Deadline, it's all the headline. And the fact is, President Trump's going after him. Tom Hanks, was up for this U.S. Military Academy Alumni Association Award, the Sylvanus Thayer Award for Outstanding Citizens. And I guess, Carl, he's not an outstanding citizen, according to Donald Trump, because they pulled the reward, and that's the end of it, apparently.
So Tom did one SNL sketch, and it triggered the President of the United States, got his military award revoked, and sparked a national debate. That's how powerful Tom Hanks' impressions are. But that's not the only time Tom's impressions caused chaos. Let's talk about the directors. Back when he was pitching Sleepless in Seattle, Tom met with director Nora Ephron and her sister Delia, who wrote the screenplay, and their Tom Hanks isn't afraid to speak up, even when he's talking to the person in charge.
Where we were talking about a thing from the script, and I said, Delia and Nora, you don't know squat about being a man. What I meant was being a father.
So what led to that? When they wrote this scene, where Tom's character would cancel a romantic weekend just because his son wanted him to stay home, Tom thought that was completely unrealistic for how an actual father would behave.
So I said, look, no, guys, no man does that. No father does that. No way would they do it. Well, what would a father do? I'll tell you what the father would do. He says, you don't want me to go away on the weekend? You don't want me to go away with Carla? I'm going out with Carla. You know why? Because I'm going to get laid this weekend, you little squirt. And I haven't been laid. I've only been laid 8 times, and I'm going to go out with it. So, and they said, well, let's put that in the movie.
Tom literally rewrote their script to their faces in the pitch meeting. Not just directors, actors, Tom even does impressions of his own family. His kids have birthdays right after Christmas, and they're not exactly thrilled about traveling on their birthday.
Christmas is tough at our house because there's a couple of big birthdays every Christmas. On the 25th, of course, there's the birthday of the baby Jesus.
Right.
And then on the 26th is my niece and one of my kids. Mm-hmm. And we usually would travel on their birthdays, and they, oh, this is great. Happy birthday to me. Great. Let's get up, kid. Guess what we're doing for your birthday? We're going to the airport. Thank you. Oh, great. We're on a plane now. It's my birthday, everybody. Nothing.
Classic parent move. Traveling on your kid's birthday. In one Letterman show, there's the turkey jerky incident. Tom once mentioned on Letterman that he liked turkey jerky.
I once commented that I like turkey jerky.
I'm sorry?
I like turkey jerky, Dave.
Is that a dance? Or?
No.
What are we talking about? It's a turkey jerky. There we go.
What happened next is peak Tom Hanks.
Amish guy who had this blend of spices and things.
Oh,
and
Amish spices.
How thick do you want it cut, Mr. Hanks? And the next thing I know,
Come on,
I've got
Tom.
turkey
Come
jerky
on.
like stacked
Come
up
on,
like
do it
that.
again. Let's see it again.
Come on,
There we go. Yes! He's won two Academy Awards.
Tom mentioned liking turkey jerky on TV, and an Amish guy started making it for him custom. But Tom's most legendary impressions are the directors. He's worked with Clint Eastwood on Sully, and Clint's got this very specific way of directing.
And he had all these old directors there who directed movies that made a big deal about yelling action. You know, we're rolling, all right, stand by, this is a take, everybody ready, out in 3, 2, 1, action! And every time they would do that, the horses they were on would bolt, you know, action! And they'd have to
That's how most directors do it. But Clint learned a different way back on the TV show Rawhide.
So when you're in a Clint Eastwood movie, you don't even know the camera's rolling, and you just hear over your shoulder, all right, go ahead.
Clint whispers because back on Rawhide, the old directors would yell action so loud that the horses would bolt. Ron Howard, Tom Hanks' good friend and movie director, is completely opposite. Tom worked with him on multiple movies. According to Tom, Ron gets incredibly excited during action scenes. Tom hilariously reenacted how Ron directs.
And Ron will come up to you and he wants another take. He wants to try something else. And what he does, and he says, okay, that was good. Let's just try another. This time, try to tie in that look. All right? Just tie it in, just so I have some room, so I can put some scissors in there. I can get some editing room in it. And that's the way he does it. And everybody who's worked with him has experienced that moment.
That manic stuttering energy is apparently just how Ron directs. On Letterman, the host barely mentioned Ron's name before Tom jumped into the impression. Have a look.
I love Ron Howard.
Ron's great. Ron's great. He's just great.
I don't.
Okay. Are you going to show the clip? Are you doing Dave? Can you show the clip? Try to show the clip. No reason to do these shows unless they show a clip. So if you can't get Dave to show the clip, you know, that's a conversation.
I wish.
Tom and Ron were filming Angels and Demons in Rome when Italy was playing in a major soccer match, and Ron had some observations about Italian culture.
Okay, so we were making Angels and Demons in Rome, and we had a day off, and it just happened to be a day off at a time when Italy was playing some other European country for some soccer trophy. It's a big deal. Right. It's a type of thing that if Italy wins, it's mayhem in the streets, and literally, like, people are trying to conceive children that night. Mm-hmm. We must conceive a child tonight. When Italy beats France tonight, we make a baby. Come on.
Yeah, everyone. That's classic Tom Hanks doing Ron Howard explaining Italian soccer celebrations. Tom even did Ron on Saturday Night Live. And here's how that went.
Hey there! Hey, it's me, it's Ron Howard. How cool is that? Huh? Pet bloopers just make me giggle. I can use a good laugh after working all day with actors like Tom Hanks. I love Tom Hanks, but what a pain in the ass. Okay, all right.
But that's not even the best Ron Howard impression Tom does. Now Ron Howard definitely had thoughts about this SNL impression. But before we get to his response, there's another Hanks impression you have got to see first. So, when they were filming Inferno, there's this scene with a drone hovering around, and Ron got very animated trying to direct Tom through it.
Ron, could you give us a little juice on this? Because the helicopter had to hover and go away. So Ron got, okay. So ready, rolling, and action, and we run in and we start doing our dialogue, and it's very intense. And he's looking at the monitor right this, so we're right there. And so, hovering, drone, it came back, it's gone. Now it's back! It's back!
Now back to Ron's hilarious response, where he gives Hanks a taste of his own medicine.
Tom's having to do his angle, and I start trying to talk him through the action, and I go, there's a drone, and it's coming, but he describes it like, okay, there's a drone! It's hovering, it's gone, it's back, and
So you feel he's exaggerating?
I think he's exaggerating. In fact, I don't even think that represents me at all.
Even Ron started directing like Tom's impression because he heard it so many times. Tom's impressions aren't just limited to directors he's worked with recently. He's got old Hollywood legends down too.
It's a painting of a horse. And it's not big, it's about that big. And I say, oh, here's a painting of a horse.
And that's when Jimmy Stewart told him the story. But Tom doesn't just do legends from the past. He worked with Paul Newman on Road to Perdition, and before they met, Tom had only worked with Paul's wife Joanne Woodward.
It's a big moment.
Fantastic.
You'd be embarrassed if I was to say it's a big deal, but you walk into rehearsal on the first day, and everybody's pretty much, look, son of a gun, this is Paul Newman.
Right.
He's sitting right over there. Look at him. He's sitting right there. Can you believe it? Paul Newman is sitting right over there. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that. Now, what? How did this happen? Why is Paul Newman sitting there? Why is he doing it? I'm gonna. You know what? In a couple of minutes, I'm gonna go say hello.
Meeting Paul Newman for the first time on set is apparently a very specific vibe. But that's not even his wildest director story. When Tom worked with Jonathan Demme on Philadelphia, the director had this policy where anyone could watch the raw footage.
He had this policy that no other movie directors have, which is anybody can come to dailies. Usually directors see dailies in a locked bunker, in the former swimming pool of the White House. And you gotta, put thumbprints on in order to get down. That's usually. But Jonathan, he said, come on. He'd put on pizza, he'd put on music, he'd show whatever the dailies was.
One day, Tom's sitting in dailies and notices this guy he's never seen before in a full purple outfit.
I was at dailies once, and I was sitting next to the guy who was wearing a kind of like a matching, it was an odd outfit. He's wearing a matching purple suit. And I never seen the guy before.
Purple jacket, purple pants.
Purple jacket, purple pants.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there kind of like had a cup of wine, it was pizza, we're watching some MOS stuff. And I thought maybe he was on the prop department, he's one of the accountants. I don't know. There's a lot of people on a movie that you never see.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm just sitting there, I said, hey man, how you doing? He said, oh, pretty good, great. Yeah. Is this your first time at Daily? He says, yeah, it sure is. He said, what do you do here on the movie? He said, oh, I don't work on the movie. I said, well, who are you? He said, oh, I'm the FedEx man.
Jonathan Demme literally invited the delivery guy to watch footage from Philadelphia. Tom's also got a killer Spielberg impression, but it's not what you'd expect. It's specifically about Spielberg's ear.
You know that you're in trouble with Steven is if he comes over to the set going like this. He's got this one ear. And now next time, look at a photograph of him. He's got one ear hanging down to here. Just comes over. Usually he says, usually he's back, Brent, let's move on. But if he comes over,
yeah, there's trouble.
Me and Leo are like.
And how strong, what?
Tom does impressions of people's ears. That's the level we're at now. Tom also predicted what David Letterman would be like after retiring from late night TV.
Here's what you're going to do, Dave. First of all, you're going to eat every meal standing up. he'll just be like, no, this is good. This is good.
I eat every meal. I'm like a horse. I'm eating everything standing
No,
up.
I'm funny. Is there any more ranch dip?
Eating every meal standing up like a horse. But that's not all.
That's what you're going to do, and then you're going to be sitting around somewhere, and you're going to say, you know what? This is pissing me off. I'm going to write me a letter to the op-ed page. Dear editor.
Wait a minute.
Where's the noise?
Wait a minute.
Dear editor. As a show business professional of long standing, I am outraged.
Of course.
Outraged at the cost of my cable bill.
Eating standing up and writing angry letters. That's retired Letterman, according to Tom. Tom Hanks has spent 40 years in Hollywood perfecting impressions of everyone he's ever worked with. And honestly, they're all spot on. If you guys the video, please consider subscribing to the channel.